This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, March 15th, 2006, and this is episode number 74 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from mgmstudios.org. On the show today, we have trip planning guru Mike Scopa of MousePlanet.com. Welcome, Mike.
How you doing, Matt? Rather than have an opening today, I think I would be best served if I give everyone my Final Four for the upcoming NCAA men's basketball tournament. So,
I'm sure everybody listens to this podcast for gambling tips, but sure, go ahead.
Exactly. Well, this is just for entertainment purposes. But for those of you who have your brackets out, my Final Four are Texas, UCLA, Connecticut, and Ohio State. And I have Texas and Connecticut playing in the championship game, and I have Connecticut winning 76-67. So you can take that to the bank.
All right. And with no gambling tips today, we have Len Testa, the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. And we've got Mike Newell, MousePlanet.com, here as well. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Matt. Just back from a great 5-day stay at Disney's Old Key West Resort.
Welcome back. It's good to have you back. And it's Wednesday, which means we're doing listener questions. So if you'd like to have your question answered, simply email us at questions@wdwtoday.com. Our first question comes from Frank from East Brunswick, New Jersey, who writes, I enjoy listening to the podcast. You guys are doing a great job. There's a lot of talk about the hidden stuff in the Magic. Can you guys enlighten us with some interesting unknowns at the MGM Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom? For example, are there any hidden passages, or any of those type of neat secrets?
Well, Matt, that's your park. Do you want to take a shot, or do you want me to?
Well, why don't you, I think, yeah, you can say a few things. Actually, I have, believe it or not, I have one off the top of my head that's actually at Animal Kingdom.
Whoa.
I know.
Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at, this may be known to some people, but if you're standing outside the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, if you look to the left of the entrance, there is a well, and it says, do not pull on the rope, but the word not is crossed out. I'm not going to tell you what happens when you pull on the rope, but for those of you listening, next time you're there, pull on the rope and see what happens. The other thing that I think of right off the top of my head is that if you continue walking past that well, if you're walking, if you walk to the further to the left side of the theater, right around where the people exit from the left-hand side of the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular Theater, you'll see a whole bunch of props, and I believe those props are from the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. There is a tank, there is a few other vehicles. It's overgrown. A lot of the bushes and the trees have overgrown it, but those are the props that were used in the movie, and if you don't take a look at them, I mean, if you don't notice them right away, you'll miss them. So those are two things that I can think of right off the top of my head in MGM Studios.
Yep, they got, actually, if you're interested in more about the studios, you should look back to episode 9, in which I actually outlined a bunch of those, including some of the ones that Mike hit. Certainly if you're a fan of the Indiana Jones series, some of the ones that Mike just hit were good. But my tip, actually, is the cheapest place on property to get soda. If you're in the park, or actually you'd be outside the park, usually if you go to the vending machines, they cost whatever soda costs. But there's actually cast member soda machines, vending machines. If you're standing on, that's available to the public, all you just have to do is just find it. And it's if you're at the bus stop, where the resort buses pick you up, on the other side of what appears to be foliage is a vending machine. It's right in the parking lot over there. That's on the other side. And there's just it's supposed to be for cast members because that's where their cast member bus gets picked up from, but really anybody can get it from over. So if you want to save some money on soda, there you go.
I go to Club Cool.
That's my little tip for the day. Len, do you have any?
Who, me?
Yeah, we don't have too many Lens on this show. So.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to think. Secret areas. Yeah. Other than a couple of pads, I can't really think.
You've mentioned, I think, a couple times, Len. You like the area in the United Kingdom Pavilion.
Yeah, there's the gazebo back there where you can, if you walk through the end of the through the village, you can Yeah, thank you, Nate. My daughter wants me to recommend the playground on Tom Sawyer Island, by the way, in the Secret Caves. Other than that, but I think if you're in the United Kingdom, you can walk through the end of the end of the road, but where the pavilions are, and there's a gazebo there. I don't know that it's so much of a secret anymore, though. Enough people know about it.
Yeah.
I've seen enough people that I don't think it's really a secret. The one I was going to say was if you're in Dinerland and you're exiting Triceratops Spin, there's a shop that's directly in front of you. If you walk through the shop, there's a small path that will eventually take you to the entrance to Dinosaur.
Right.
And along that path, there are some covered benches and shaded areas that not many people know about.
Great. Noel, do you have any?
Yeah, Matt, there's a place in the Magic Kingdom. It's right off of Main Street. There used to be 2 roads that branched off of Main Street. Now there's only one, but there's a great little place there. They have a couple of tables. You could sit back and have a soda or an ice cream and just sit back, get out of the sun, get out of the heat, and collect your thoughts. I go there all the time, and just for a few minutes, just to unwind and get away from all the crowds and everything. It's a great little place just to go and relax.
Great. Well, our next question comes from James Silkstone of Leeds, United Kingdom. And James writes, I'm coming to Florida in August and staying at Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter with a friend of mine. But the only problem is that I will only be 18 and will not be able to drive, but we wish to visit Universal Studios at least twice in our trip. I realize that this is not a Disney problem in particular, but I am staying inside Disney after all. What is my best option of transport? Would a taxi be worth the price if it was just 2 to 3 days, considering travel time, etc.? What do you guys think? Well, being under 21, it's on to rent a car in the state of Florida. Are there any other options other than taxi?
Disney not going to offer a shuttle service to it now. A town car, but I don't think a town car is going to be...
There's also, actually, my girlfriend who's in the audience today has...
She's willing to drive?
She's willing to drive.
What's an offer?
No, she mentioned that you can take the Mirror Shuttle as a cheaper alternative.
Is it really? I thought the Mirror Shuttle was like $20-some round trip.
Do you know how much it is round trip?
I think it's $14.
$14, maybe, but that's a guess.
That might be one way. Okay.
That's an option.
Oh, we'll have to check that out.
All right. Well, our next question is from Billy McAndrew of Milford, Connecticut, who writes, I was wondering what the next big attraction for the Animal Kingdom is and if they are considering adding any restaurants anytime soon.
I haven't heard anything about new attractions, but they did announce a new sit-down restaurant for the Asia section to open up in 2007. No word yet as to whether they've taken my suggestion and we'll be calling it Dinner Mongolia. But, if they need something, I think we can get T-shirts made.
Is there any indication when that's going to be opening?
I think the indication would be that I said it was in 2007, but...
Oh. Well, I don't actually listen to anything anyone says here.
Yeah, my guess is it'll be Asian-themed. They're probably not going to be German food. Lederhosen, the Yeti...
Yeti spaghetti.
Yeti spaghetti, yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, our next one comes from Darren Neely, who writes, after attending a family gathering at the beach this summer, we'll be spending a couple nights in Orlando, but won't have time or resources for a true Disney World vacation. We don't plan on visiting the parks, but we'd like a little Disney flavor to our stay. We have visited downtown Disney in the past, but would like to go beyond this. Maybe schedule a character dining experience, ride the monorail, or explore the boardwalk area and catch the fireworks. Is access to any of this limited to those staying on site? How is parking handled? Do you have any recommendations, especially spots you would recommend for viewing the fireworks? There are 5 of us, including a 3-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 14-year-old. So staying on site at a moderate or value resort doesn't seem like a good option, right?
No.
What about the Swan or Dolphin? Is it worth the cost for the access, location, amenities review? Okay, well, let's get back to his first question, which is, there is no to go to any of those things like riding the monorail or going to downtown Disney or...
No, you can even get to the boardwalk or any of the restaurants. All you can do is make a reservation.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, if he makes a reservation, all he has to do is when he gets to the guard at the boardwalk area or any of the hotels, just say you have a reservation. Although, really, I mean, even if you said I'm just going to the shopping in the Boardwalk area, they're not going to turn you around, I don't think, would they?
No, we do it all the time. I mean, that's why they have the Boardwalk there. So
Yeah. Any other recommendations for spots for viewing fireworks? I know that if you're going to be at the Boardwalk, I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory, but if there's a little bridge that's near the entrance to the International Gateway at Epcot, where you can watch illuminations fairly nicely.
yeah, that's true. You can walk up. That'll get you like behind into the sort of behind France, right?
That's right, a little bit to the side of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
For watching Wishes, you could go to the Polynesian Resort. They pipe the music in there, don't they?
Yeah, I think you can eat relatively inexpensively at Ohana as well. That's a good.
The studios, you really can't see you can see an occasional firework if you were somewhere near there, but I don't think it would be worth going to, because I don't think you really see anything interesting.
You don't see anything really interesting at the studios? Is that what you're saying? is that your story and you're going to stick with it?
From the parking lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I know. Newell's going to edit that out and be like,
Yeah.
put out a PSA. Does Hotchberg actually like the studios? Here's what he has to say about it. It doesn't seem like it's really worth for them to stay at any of the resorts that they mentioned, right?
No, I can't think of it, especially since they can get everything else for free.
Yeah. All right. Well, our next question comes from, we already answered Billy's question, comes from Aaron of Fishers, Indiana, who writes, Hi guys, I'm enjoying the podcast. Thanks for all the useful information. I am planning a trip for the end of March. I'm considering adding on the Disney dining plan for our 9-day stay. It seems like a lot of food and good value. However, I am also a Disney dining experience card. I sat in front of my calculator going through different formulas and trying to figure out what would be the best value for my money. I've calculated numbers so much that I'm beginning to feel like the next Federal Reserve chairman, but I can't seem to find an advantage either way. Could you please tell me which option would be the best value for my money during our 9-day trip? We typically eat one table service with alcoholic beverages and one counter service meal per day. We also like to snack twice a day. I've used the Disney Dining Experience card a lot in the past, and it saved us a lot of money.
This is interesting because I'm going through the same thing. I'm planning a separate trip in the summer, and I'm going through the same thought process. Was it $37.99 a day, Len? Is that what the dining plan is? This
Has it
this
gone
year?
up? I thought it was.
Pretty sure
35.
No, it's gone up. I think it's 38.
Okay, yeah, so 37. Oh yeah. Sorry.
37 to
37.
38.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, what you need to do is you need to think about those areas that you would eat in. You need to think about the restaurants that you would consider if you were on the dining plan. Restaurants like Alfredo's, restaurants like Le Cellier, the high-end restaurants in which you don't get nabbed with two sit-down tokens on your dining plan. If you can map out what you're going to do for your dining plans, then you probably will make out really well with the dining option. You also have to keep in mind that you've got certain limitations with that. There are certain items that you can't order, I guess, on with certain places. You need to think about that. You also need to look at the Disney dining experience, and that's a 20% discount on most of the meals that most places. That's the other thing with the Disney dining experience. It's not accepted everywhere, at least not in all the food courts. So it's really tough. You really have to sit down, think about where you're going to eat, and I know for Len, I speak for Len, we'd just eat at Le Cellier every day, you know.
Yeah, really.
What the heck? Nothing says,
Nothing says value.
Yeah, this is value, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if I'm going to do the dining plan, I'm going to pick those restaurants which are at the high end that are going to make that worthwhile. So think about that. Think about actually what you would do every day, what parks you would be in, how you would navigate through the parks, and what restaurants would suit your needs. And I would also go to Deb Will's site, where she has the menus, give you an idea as to what the entrees cost too.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, you really need to know what you're going to order from the menus to make any sort of determination about cost savings. Because if you generally are, if you're a light eater, or if you generally order some of the less expensive things from the menu, I don't think the dining plan works out as well as if you order from like the middle or the bottom items from the menu. in which case, yeah, you can really make out like a bandit. So that's really going to be the determination. But I think as a default, though, the dining expense will not get you discounts at every counter service restaurant, right?
That's correct.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think as a default, the dining plan might actually be when in doubt, go with the dining plan. I think would probably be the best bet.
All right. Well, we've got time for one more question, I think, and it's from Michelle. It's from Michelle.
Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Yes.
Michelle from Chicago, who writes,
Michelle.
I can get a discounted 10-day park hopper through a benefit at work. The base 10-day park hopper with expiration has a price of $240. Can I purchase these and then pay Disney to add the no expiration option? Love the podcast.
Wait a minute. $240 before the no expiration?
With expiration. Oh.
With the expiration.
With expiration. She wants to add no expiration.
Yeah, you can upgrade it when you get there. I mean, Disney will always be happy to take your money.
It doesn't sound like she's. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Len. Doesn't sound like she's getting a discount, does it? $240. Then you add $42.60 for the no expiration. That brings it up to $280 for a 9-day. For what did she say, Matt? 9 or 10-day?
10-day, base 10-day.
I would double check on those prices. I think it's like I thought it would be like around $263 or $265 for a 10-day.
Well, a base 10-day, according to my thing over here.
$223?
Yeah, $223. That's what I got. I don't know. Maybe she's looking. I don't know.
$223. Then add $42.60, I believe, for the no expiration option. That includes tax. So it's probably more around $260 to $270. So I don't believe she's getting that much of a discount.
Interesting. Well, she gets her employer negotiates with ticketsatwork.com to provide the network to provide the discount. Rather.
Well, so. I guess we're getting away. What was her original question? I'm sorry.
Well, the question is, can she add on a no expiration to her ticket with expiration?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't see that there would be any problem, right?
That's classified as an upgrade, I believe.
Hey, Matt, since we're on the subject of tickets, so can we give an update on the last ticket question that we got that we're still researching?
Absolutely.
So I involved Scopa in this too. The question that we got from Maria a couple of weeks ago was they buy a 10-day pass and use 5 days 1 year. So they've got 5 days left, and this year they want to go for 7 days. What's the least expensive way for them to add on the additional 2 days that they need? So they've got 5 days on their pass. They want to go 2 more. What's the least expensive way to get those 2 extra days? You would think that we ask Disney for different heart transplant procedures, the different answers we got. The first time I called.
Oh my God!
Oh, I got 4 different answers. The first time we called, this woman gave me this convoluted explanation about how the only option was to buy an annual pass. But the cost of the annual pass would be prorated based on what you paid for your 5-day ticket. But then the annual pass start date would be backdated to the day that you originally bought the ticket. And at that point, I stopped listening because it was too much. She kept talking. The conversation went on for 10 minutes. I stopped talking. The second time we called, the person I talked to said, there's just nothing beyond a 10-day ticket. A 10-day ticket is like the speed of light. Nothing can exceed it. You just have to buy an additional 2-day ticket, which didn't make any sense to me because your prorated cost for day 9 and 10 was like $3 on the ticket. Why would day 11 cost $67? Right? So the third answer we got was, I think this was Scopa's. The third answer we got was, yeah, we'll just charge you the difference between a 5-day and a 7-day ticket, which was like, what, Mike?
$4?
Yeah, like $4. So you walk up the door, you give them $4, they give you 2 more days on your ticket. That was the answer I liked best.
But then she changed her tune later on. She said, well, wait a minute, no, you can't upgrade like that. And the terminology was then getting in the way, the semantics of the terminology, because an upgrade means you're going from for instance, you're going from a Magic Your Way base ticket to a Magic Your Way park hopper ticket, or you're going to one with the water parks and fun options. And then finally, I think we ended up getting the answer that pretty much is the way to. And I'll let you tell them the answer.
Oh, go ahead. You can do it.
All right. Well, I hope we're thinking of the same one.
Yeah, I just want someone to blame you if it's wrong.
Yeah. Thanks. We're sharing the blame these days.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're going to guest relations or guest services, and we're saying, "Hi there. I had this 7-day Magic Your Way pass, and it had Park Hopper on it, and I've used 2 days, but I think I'm going to stay an extra 2 days. Can I bump it back up to the original 7? We will you cash in your ticket,
The remaining
and
value.
we'll give you the value, and then you have to supplement that value to pay for the extra 2 days, and bang, that's how you get your ticket."
Yeah, I think that's I think that will actually work too. But I think a lot of it, though, since it's probably not a defined procedure within Disney's ticketing system. It could be because the tickets are so new that they haven't seen this scenario much. But my advice would be to write to WDW Ticket Inquiries and get it in writing an answer from them, and bring that with you when you go to guest relations. Because if they give you an answer in writing that says it's only going to cost you $12 to upgrade, you want to make sure that you go to guest relations and they only charge you the $12.
That's a good point, Len, because one of the things that I mentioned to the cast member before I hung up with her was, I actually asked her a question. I said, here it is March 2006, and the Magic Your Way program has been in existence for 15 months. Yet she had a problem answering my question, so I asked her, how many people have asked this question? And she said, no one. So
yeah, well, I think
really
the tickets are
surprising.
still too new, yeah. But you'll get more of it as people start to people who aren't going back every year start to go back, in a couple of years with tickets they bought last year. I mean, anyone who's gone back this frequently probably has an annual pass, but I bet you in a couple of years you'll start to see this more and more. So my advice, again, to listeners is keep writing to WDW Ticket Inquiries till you get a response you like. Save that one and print it out and bring it with you to Walt Disney World.
There you go.
Yeah, and just tell them, hey, look, if they give you any feedback on it, just say, look, I wrote to you guys. I asked you a question. You gave me a response. I planned a budget based on your response. You have to honor this and see what they say.
Right.
Well, that's it for us today. This has been episode number 74 of Walt Disney World Today. If you want to find older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at www.wdwtoday.com. You can also email us at questions@wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.